Hi guys, very good to see you all. So we have a very special guest today in front of us. We have Akshara Srivastava. She got an All India rank 18 in MH-CET 2022, and she's going to be guiding us as to what to do in the last 10 to 15 days. First of all, Akshara, thank you so much for coming, and congratulations to you again for this great result. And she is in Government Law College Mumbai, which is GLC Mumbai right now in her first year. And उन्होंने एग्जाम के जस्ट अगले दिन ही टाइम निकाला है हमारे साथ डिस्कस करने के लिए, सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दैट ऑल्सो. And we are going to be discussing कि 10 से 15 दिन में आप अगला क्या करना है, what do you have to, you could say, do in the last part, because generally मतलब मैंने ये भी देखा है कि एक क्लैट हैंगओवर रहता है स्टूडेंट्स को काफी ज्यादा ना, कि क्लैट नहीं हो पाया, शायद MH-CET भी नहीं हो पाएगा किसी किसी वजह से. सो अक्षरा, व्हाट डिड यू डू इन दोज लास्ट 10-15 डेज जो बचे थे, जो एकदम प्रेशर डेज होते हैं जिसमें MH-CET में डू और डाई वाला सिचुएशन होता है कि अब करना ही है.
Okay, so first of all, thank you so much, sir, for inviting me, because it was my dream to feature in one of your videos, interviews, ever since I started preparing for CLAT, ever since I started taking your classes. So in last 10 to 15 days, first of all, I would say keep for people, even for people those who have just started preparing, you have got a shot, you have a chance. You can still prepare and clear, and you can get into GLC or IRS. Also, in last 10 to 15 days, mostly you need to do the revision part. And for current affairs, I'll say especially that if you have prepared from one source, like I had prepared from GK today, so when I had some time left in the last few days, I just took some more sources so that I can increase my increase the number of questions that I am prepared with. Also, you need to practice more in logical reasoning, because in logical reasoning questions they ask you easy questions, but when you give mocks, the questions that are asked in mock have a level much higher than
हाँ.
that what is asked in the examination. So you need to be really prepared for those kind of questions as well, because we never know. Abhi tak they are asking very easy questions, but what if they ask some difficult questions as well? So it's better that you are prepared with everything. Also, I would add ki if even if you're not prepared with much difficult questions, it's better that you're thorough with all the concepts first of all. So if you have time left, then just do whatever is remaining in sections like logical reasoning and legal reasoning also.
So, do you suggest them reading concepts in legal reasoning and all as well? Because do they ask straight questions from legal reasoning also based on the knowledge?
Yes, for sure. See, in legal reasoning, first of all, you need to practice, but also you need to be thorough with all the concepts of constitutional law, of tort law and contract law, whatever we study for CLAT. There's a huge reason behind it, because in MH-CET 2022, when I was giving the exam, so the exam was in two slots. So in my slot, the questions that were asked in legal reasoning, in them a lot of questions were there that was asked without principles. They
Okay.
just gave the facts, and you had to do the questions based on the facts, and you couldn't do it properly if you were not conversant with the particular topic. So I suggest that you should study all the topics, all the basic contract laws and tort laws. Also, uh, for legal reasoning, it's very important that your basics are really cleared, क्योंकि उसके basis पे भी बहुत सारे questions पूछते हैं. And of course, you can have a lucky guess in many questions, but there are questions that are asked based on exceptions also, like we have some exception in theft, that position, based on some position or something. So उनके basis पे भी questions पूछ लेते हैं. So
Okay.
we cannot rely on the fact that MH-CET is an easy examination. तो फिर मतलब ऐसे बस थोड़ा थोड़ा practice करके चले जाते हैं. It's better that you read all the concepts.
Okay. So I think that's pretty helpful. कि मतलब concept based questions भी कई बार आ सकते हैं, and that could create a difference. So यहाँ पर अक्षरा
Yes.
एक मतलब क्लैट में जनरली ये प्रॉब्लम रहा है स्टूडेंट्स का कि वो 150 क्वेश्चंस इन 120 मिनट्स हैज बीन एन इशू. मतलब वो नहीं कर पाते बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स. आई थिंक यू आल्सो हैड द सेम प्रॉब्लम दैट यू नॉट एबल टू डू टू मेनी क्वेश्चंस क्विकली इवन आफ्टर नोइंग अ लॉट ऑफ
Yes.
क्वेश्चंस. So
Yes.
does MH-CET also have this issue? Like, do students face these kinds of issues in MH-CET as well?
Yeah, actually, see, many of the students are asking me the same question, that they are having issues with time management when they're solving MH-CET mock. So I will say that if you're having issues for time management, then you have nothing to worry about, because in MH-CET, the questions that are asked, first of all, you don't have to spend a lot of time in reading those questions, because the questions are one-liners mostly.
Right.
And also, they're not too difficult. Also, most of the students finish their paper in like half an hour only, half an hour at the 45 minutes. So
Oh,
मतलब मैं तो बहुत हाँ मैं तो बहुत मतलब मैं तो धीरे धीरे करती हूँ तो मेरा आराम से वो 2 घंटा पूरा लगा था. But there are people वो बहुत ज्यादा स्मार्ट होते हैं तो they can do in
but
half an
you
hour
never
45
know if
minutes.
they're smart or not. ऐसा भी तो होता है कई बार कि नहीं आ रहा है इसलिए भी 45 मिनट्स
हाँ,
में हो गया.
people say that they could finish the paper in like half an hour 45 minutes. I took more time because I always take more time than
It makes
usual.
sense also. मतलब
So
2 घंटे का एग्जाम है वैसे भी जाने थोड़ी देते हैं 2 घंटे तक.
हाँ नहीं नहीं.
हाँ.
So yeah, it's just that you don't have to worry about time management issues because there were many questions ना जो I was not able to solve when I saw the questions. But then I had some time, like I had 10 minutes left कि मतलब I can just put my mind in that और थोड़ा बहुत दिमाग लगा के ये भी कर देते हैं. So you don't have to worry about time management.
Okay. And there's no negative marking also, so all the questions are to be attempted. मतलब best option
Yes,
attempt
yes,
नहीं
yes.
है.
You should attempt. अगर if you don't have time, then just click on something. 2-3 marks तो मिल ही जाएंगे.
हाँ.
So yeah, you need to attempt all the questions.
ठीक है, that makes sense. And Akshara, while preparing, there is also that uncertainty in the sense कि CLAT दिया था, CLAT नहीं हो. I think you also had the same issue कि CLAT में problem
Yeah,
आई,
yeah.
and then you went for MH-CET, and you also probably I am sure कि ये होगा कि यार CLAT नहीं हुआ, MH-CET में भी सेम इशू हो गया, तो क्या प्रिपरेशन तो उसके लिए भी की थी, इसके लिए तो इनफैक्ट कम की है CLAT से. So ये एक uncertainty थी दिमाग में, तो how did you deal with that part?
So sir, actually, when I gave CLAT, I was very underconfident. You also know that very well. So I was really underconfident. But when the exam was over, I knew the mistakes that I had done. Also, when I started preparing, अब मुझे लगा कि I don't have many options left. So I started preparing for MH-CET. So when I saw that the pattern is on much easier side, so I had the confidence कि if I have cleared CLAT, I mean like I got lower in LUs. So if I could do that, I can easily do this. Also quoting you, you used to say that your performance is the reflection of your attitude. So मुझे वो चीज हमेशा से आती because मैं जब CLAT दे के आई थी ना, तो मुझे लगा था कि यार if I was a little more positive, I could do it थोड़ा और अच्छे से. तो MH-CET में मैंने वही किया कि I was I had a little more positive approach towards it. I was मतलब बिल्कुल confident. Also, MH-CET में ना, see, the preparation part is not very difficult. So what creates the difference is the mindset. 60% of what is MH-CET is your mindset for OMS candidates, especially because I'll say that many of the students prepared with me, but what made it for me like I could do it and they couldn't, not because I'm much smarter than them या फिर मतलब मैं बहुत ज्यादा पढ़ लिया मैंने. बस इतना था कि दे हैड अ माइंडसेट कि यार मतलब 24 कुछ 30 सीट्स हैं और उसमें मेरा क्या ही होगा, लेट्स गेट सेटल विद व्हाटएवर आई हैव. और मेरा ये था कि यार मतलब फालतू कॉलेज में इतना टाइम वेस्ट करके तो नहीं जाना है. तो दिस इज द ओनली ऑप्शन आई एम लेफ्ट विथ और आई हैव अ शॉट एट सम 30 सीट्स. आई कैन डू इट. आई हैव टू ट्राई माय बेस्ट. So your mindset is really going to make a difference in MH-CET especially. So yeah, I'll say that even if you have done bad in CLAT, you have an experience of an examination which is much more difficult than this particular exam. So if you have given CLAT, you already have an edge over others. So it is going to be a cakewalk if you try it properly.
So what different should they do other than their CLAT preparation? The CLAT preparation में they would have studied all the subjects obviously, but कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती है जो शायद हम CLAT के टाइम नहीं पढ़ते हैं. तो what would you suggest them to do other than what they did in CLAT?
So firstly, so I'll suggest कि logical reasoning पे you will need to focus a lot because in CLAT we don't study analytical reasoning, we study critical reasoning. ठीक है. तो for logical reasoning I'll say कि take if for those who have not started preparing yet, I'll say कि RS अग्रवाल में जितने भी topics दिए हुए हैं ना, you need to be aware कि कैसे वो concept को solve करना है. Even if you're not able to do much difficult questions of those, you need to know how to do those concepts. So logical reasoning में I'll say कि वो index जो RS अग्रवाल का है वो पूरा मतलब करके उसमें से 5-6 क्वेश्चन तो कर ही लो.
Okay.
तो logical reasoning also I'll say कि in English for CLAT we don't study grammar, but in MH-CET grammar questions are asked and mostly the parts of speech. So you should study parts of speech और parts of speech में मतलब कभी-कभी they ask difficult questions also. तो पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच ऐसे रट के बस नहीं जाना है, थोड़ा यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑल्सो कि हाउ prepositions आर आस्क्ड अ लॉट, उसके लिए एक अलग से 2-3 क्वेश्चन पूछ लेते हैं. और sentence rearrangement is asked, it is based on your grammar. So I'll say कि grammar के लिए do not leave grammar, because I know some people who say कि मतलब grammar में इतने ज्यादा question नहीं आएंगे, but they ask quite a number of questions from grammar, so study grammar also. And static GK, of course. Static GK is not asked in CLAT, but it is asked in MH-CET. Also, now that so much time is not left, so I'll not suggest you to study it from some book like Lucent or any Arihant or any other book. I'll say कि just go topic wise. I'll give you an order of topic. मैंने मतलब कुछ questions solve किए हुए हैं last year papers के. So there is an order of priority. सबसे पहले ये मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री पूछते हैं, उसके बाद दिस ज्योग्राफी, दिस इकोनॉमिक्स, फिर medieval history and then ancient history. So just study static GK in this order. Also study it from some sources जहाँ पे उन्होंने question based format पे दिया हुआ है कि there is a question and then the answer is given. And if you're not able to find any of those sources, you can just find UPSC channels on YouTube. उधर ना वो टॉप you can just search for topics, तो वो कुछ 4-5 घंटे का एक लेक्चर होता है जिसमें वो पूरा टॉपिक खत्म कर दे. लाइक मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री दे कंप्लीट इन 5 hour lecture, और तो उसको थोड़ा हाई स्पीड पे if you see you have 15 to 20 days left. तो अगर मतलब ऐसे कुछ थोड़ा सा 1.5x की स्पीड पे या फिर मतलब ऐसे 2x की स्पीड पे देखो, तो फिर you will be able to do all the questions. You can make your own notes also, and those notes will help you later also.
Oh, that's pretty helpful actually. मतलब ये जल्दी जल्दी भी कर सकते हैं स्टैटिक जीओ को लास्ट के 10-15 दिन अगर बचे हैं तो उनके पास. So that's quite helpful. उसके अलावा now you are in GLC and I think वो एक काफी बड़ा एक जो मतलब बहुत ऑब्स्टेकल था कई साल से, वो क्लियर हुआ. You finally made it to GLC. There was a lot of doubt कि GLC करना है, ILS करना है, but finally now you're in GLC. तो how does it feel being there? कैसा लगता है वहाँ पे? How is the college and how are the people around?
Actually, sir, in GLC, I see that I don't know if this is the same with ILS or not. But one thing I really like about GLC that there are a lot of opportunities. There's a lot to do if you have to do, and that is not you're not obligated to all that. अगर if you have to work hard, तुम्हें कोई हार्ड वर्क करने के लिए मतलब बहुत ज्यादा बांध के नहीं रखा हुआ है कि नहीं ये इतने देर का लेक्चर है तो पढ़ो ही, या फिर मतलब ये कंपटीशन है तो करो. It's upon you. There are a lot of competitions, और तो मतलब if you are busy in GLC only if you want. और there are a lot of opportunities, and I see कि मतलब कुछ ये 5-5 दिन पे कुछ ना कुछ होता रहता है. So you get to participate in MUNs and you get to participate in debates. Also the culture of GLC का ऐसा है ना कि there are a lot of committees there. So there is an ADR committee और ये MCA committee for moot court and for MUN. So वो ना कुछ regular practices कराते रहते हैं. So it is also very helpful कि you can also improve your debating skills, और ये कोई बहुत ज्यादा competition भी नहीं होगा तो you'll also not feel कि यार मतलब बेइज्जती हो जाएगी, ये सब लोग practice करने ही आ रहे हैं. So that is also very nice. I feel कि मतलब उस तरह से from law school I always expected कि मुझे थोड़ा सा मेरे ये स्पीकिंग स्किल्स इंप्रूव करने हैं और थोड़ा मुझे ज्यादा स्मार्ट बनना है ये वो. तो पीपल आर आल्सो वेरी स्मार्ट अराउंड, मतलब तो तुमको ये भी फील होगा कि you're not as smart as them and you need to work a lot on you, so you get a kind of motivation कि मतलब I need to work on myself and people are so much better than me. So the crowd is good and there's a lot of you get a lot of scope for improvement.
And I think staying in a city like Mumbai and that too like in the South Mumbai का एकदम वो चर्चगेट के पास में उसके आसपास आपका कॉलेज है, so that's like the best place to stay, or you could say go to college. So that's something that also adds up to it ना. वहाँ पर आसपास there are a lot of opportunities in the sense कि अब आगे जाओगे तो there are a lot of law firms बहुत ही close. The High Court is not very far away. All the other tribunals are also quite close, right? So that's something that definitely you can work upon.
Actually, Churchgate and the fort area around, तो वहाँ पे मतलब there are a lot of chambers of lawyers और बहुत सारे law firms भी हैं वहाँ पे. So you see people wearing those blazers and white shirts and you know pants, and you feel कि यार मुझे भी एक दिन ऐसे करके यहाँ पे घूमना है. So that is very nice.
और कॉलेज पर्सपेक्टिव से देखे तो इट्स वेरी गुड बिकॉज इंटर्नशिप करने का बहुत टाइम है. जीएलसी के बारे में मैंने ये भी सुना कि उनमें पे क्लासेस बहुत ज्यादा रेगुलरली नहीं होती है, मतलब होती भी है तो जल्दी खत्म हो जाती है, एंड देन यू गेट टू इंटर्न राउंड द ईयर. अभी तो यू आर इन योर फर्स्ट ईयर, तो इंटर्नशिप मे नॉट बी दैट यूजफुल, बट या सेकंड थर्ड फोर्थ ईयर से इट कुड बी वेरी हेल्पफुल.
Actually, in my hostel, second year students are there. तो ऐसे सुबह सुबह office. I ask them कि are you going to college? No, I'm going to my office. ऐसे करके बोलते हैं. So yeah, you get to do internships in the second year itself. I mean, first
Yeah.
year में भी लोग कर ही रहे हैं internship.
Hmm.
But yeah, first year में there are a lot other things to do in first year. I'll say कि मतलब मैं तो first year में नहीं कर रही हूँ internship because क्योंकि see there is pressure moods and pressure MUNs or debates क्योंकि uh, these things will not happen from the second year. So
अच्छा.
these are special programs that happen for the first year students. So I'll say कि मतलब you need time to prepare for all this also. So first year में there's a lot to do other than internships and also first year वाले बच्चों को internship में घुमाते हैं इधर उधर खाली कि चलो मेरे साथ कोड चलो और ये करो वो करो फाइल उठा लो ज्यादा काम नहीं देते मतलब ऐसे सीनियर्स ने बोला है मुझे तो फिर
I
इसीलिए
think that's true
इंटर्नशिप
also. That's obviously मतलब because when you do not know anything about law, तो क्या बताएंगे आपको law से related काम तो. But ठीक है मतलब that's
हाँ
pretty good and I think that's quite enriching also. उसके अलावा I have written some questions here that students might want to ask. Generally students have to focus on certain subjects जैसे जो CLAT से काफी ज्यादा अलग है. तो उसमें एक आपने स्टैटिक जीके बताया विच दे हैव टू फोकस एंड यू आल्सो टोल्ड कि क्या क्या सोर्सेज से रेफर कर सकते हैं. मैथ से के जो 10 नंबर के लेकिन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि जीएलसी की कट ऑफ थोड़ी ऊपर होती है. तो व्हाट इज दी ओएमएस कट ऑफ जो अदर देन महाराष्ट्र वाले स्टेट्स हैं जनरली कट ऑफ क्या रहती है जीएलसी की?
Actually, sir, I'll say कि you cannot rely on on the cutoff of a particular year क्योंकि it keeps on changing because for MH-CET 2021 the cutoff for GLC was something around 126 say it started. So, but now, for this year I got 114 marks and I got into GLC. I'll tell you the reason why. Because see, there were some technical issues in some of the centers. So they had to take a re-examination and the question paper in the re-examination was on the difficult side.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so then they had to follow a whole neutralization procedure and everyone got marks 15 to 20 marks lower than what they expected. I expected 130 plus, I got 114 and I was really disappointed. But मुझे फिर पता चला कि मेरा सबसे ज्यादा ही आया है. So फिर so it depends every year. So
Right.
you cannot rely कि मतलब अभी 114 पे I got into GLC so in next year also you would score 114 and you'll
मतलब
get
अगर
into
बोलो
GLC.
चलो आपका
So
ईयर पे टेक्निकल एरर हो गया अदरवाइज आई थिंक अ सेफ स्कोर इज अराउंड 125 यू सेइंग.
yes you need to score one मतलब उतना बना के चलो कि I have to score 125 plus if you're an OMS candidate and you want to get into GLC.
एंड व्हाट इफ समबडी इज फ्रॉम महाराष्ट्र?
See, if you're from Maharashtra, then also it depends because there are many categories in Maharashtra. I'll tell you कि अभी आप महाराष्ट्र MS जो जनरल स्टूडेंट्स है, if you tell कि यार तुम तो रिजर्वेशन से आए हो तो फिर they'll start scolding you. They'll say कि मतलब इतना सारा कोटा है SC ST को और OBC को दिया है हमको क्या मिला है. So yeah, it also depends.
No, I'm just
बहुत सारे
asking a
कोटाज
general
है.
cutoff for the students from Maharashtra.
अच्छा a general cutoff sir for it depends I'm telling you no for MS candidates the general category में है तो they'll need a marks इस बार तो I guess 106 105 पे they got it 107 I guess but अगर आप फिर ओबीसी का देखो तो फिर उनका और नीचे चला जाता है फिर एससी का देखो these reservations are not there for OMS candidates
Right,
these are
right,
there
right.
for MS candidates so cutoff depends on the
तो
category
अगर
you
कोई
belong
एमएस जनरल कैंडिडेट है तो अगर वो उसको आप ओएमएस से कंपेयर करें तो करीब 7 से 8 नंबर कम लाने पे हो जाता है मतलब दैट इज द
हाँ
जनरल
हाँ
डिवीजन.
हाँ
So Akshara, this was quite useful, but other than that, I would also like to understand कि exam day anxiety एक अलग ही होती है. I distinctly remember this. You had called me on the exam day, exam में जाते जाते कि सर मेरा तो एडमिट कार्ड ही नहीं निकला और सर मेरा एग्जाम ही अब मैं दे ही नहीं पाऊंगा something like that. And I did not know how to answer that question and I think वो आप पैनिक ही कर रहे थे. You had your admit card somewhere. So ऐसे अलग अलग टाइप के पैनिक स्टूडेंट्स को रहते हैं. So how do you work that out? मतलब उसको कैसे उस पर कैसे काम करें?
तो सर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ये एडमिट कार्ड वाला तो ये हुआ था कि द एग्जाम वाज इन टू स्लॉट्स एंड आई डिड नॉट नो तो 9 बजे कुछ मेरा एग्जाम कुछ 12 बजे से था और 9 बजे ग्रुप पे मैसेजेस आने लगे कि यार एग्जाम तो बहुत इजी था ये वो तो मुझे लगा कि यार ये एग्जाम मैं क्लियर करने वाली थी ये तो छूट गया तो फिर उस पे मैं मुझे थोड़ा सा ये एंजाइटी हुई थी बट यार इन on the exam day of course you have a lot of anxiety for MH-CET I'll say कि it is less in comparison to CLAT मतलब according to me but still you have a lot of anxiety when you sit for the examination also 2 3 things that I faced during the examination that I would like to share with everyone कि when you are giving the examination and मतलब I don't know if this is going to if this is very important point, but still I'll add कि when you're giving the examination और examination अच्छा हो रहा है, ठीक है, तो at the last you will feel कि यार ये दो तीन क्वेश्चन नहीं आते हैं, let us leave it, क्योंकि मतलब अंदर से बहुत आता है कि यार चलो छोड़ो, अब हो गया, अब अच्छा तो हो गया, but I'll say कि just क्योंकि even if those questions are difficult you try, तो वो हो जाते हैं, but if you leave those 2-3 questions या फिर उसको गलत कर दो and you are an OMS candidate, there's a huge chance कि you will not get into the top colleges. Also, अगर you leave those 2-3 questions and if you get a little lower marks, that it's a possibility that you won't get into the college in the first round of the admission, and you'll get into the college maybe in the second round or the institutional round. And I'll say कि that is something that will matter because क्योंकि जो MH-CET का admission process है, it's quite cumbersome. Also, it gives you a mental anxiety क्योंकि 2-3 महीना वो खींच देते हैं, ठीक है. So if you're getting admission in the first round and instead of it you're getting in the second round, तो one month की जो mental trauma है, वो why do you want to go through? So if you leave those 2-3 questions, then there's a possibility that you won't get into the college या फिर you'll get it very late. So I'll say कि मतलब do the question paper मतलब अच्छे से, do not leave any question because of आलस issues. So yeah, that was something. Also, one more thing I'll say, there was a question in the legal reasoning section कि law commission is a dash body. I don't know if I've told you or not.
I think you have.
So the options were statutory body and a constitutional body and executive body. और मतलब मुझे पता था कि दिस इज नॉट रिलेटेड टू एनी लॉ, तो फिर ये स्टैट्यूटरी तो नहीं होगा या फिर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कोई आर्टिकल नहीं, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन नहीं होगा, फिर मैंने एग्जीक्यूटिव लगा दिया. फिर व्हेन आई वाज रीचेकिंग इट, मुझे लगा कि ये तो लिखा है लॉ कमीशन इज अ डैश बॉडी, तो अगर ये एग्जीक्यूटिव होता तो अ क्यों लिखा होता, और फिर मैंने उसको स्टैट्यूटरी कर दिया, तो वो गलत हो गया. और मैं बोलूंगी कि इफ अदर देन इंग्लिश सेक्शन, अपनी इंग्लिश की नॉलेज डू नॉट पुट योर इंग्लिश नॉलेज इन एनी अदर सेक्शन. डू नॉट एक्सपेक्ट the one who has curated the question paper to have a better English or as English as good as yours. तो इसीलिए इंग्लिश को बाकी सब सब्जेक्ट में मत लगाना, जो गो विथ योर फर्स्ट इंस्टेंट, ऐसे ऐसे मतलब मत करना, मुझे दुख होता है.
That's a very useful advice यार, ये काफी important चीज है कि I mean गलत भी नहीं था सोचना ऐसे करके की वजह से करना, but yeah, I think you made that mistake, so I think everybody is going to keep that in mind. So this was a very important end note also from your end, and thank you so much Akshara for being a part of this. It was quite useful. I'm sure that whenever it goes live, a lot of people are going to get benefited, and I make sure that all the students who have any other doubts regarding this, mention that in the comment box. Akshara and I would take it from there and answer it for you guys, so that you guys get some help. Your journey to MH-CET 2023 and for the upcoming MH-CETs become very clear and very swift. Thank you so much, Akshara, for your time again. Thank you so much, everybody, for hearing us out.